Morning, everybody. This is the Illustrator coming to you from Brooklyn, the great city of Brooklyn. Another motor vlog. Today I'm gonna be talking about, riding in the city, because I feel like riding in the city versus riding in a rural area or like a suburban area is a lot different. The ride experience is different, and what your bike kind of goes through is different too. Yeah, it's a different experience. It's a lot of stop and go. I watch a lot of motor vloggers on the West Coast or the South, and they got these long stretches. I don't really have that. I mean, we got the highway, but I don't have to take the highway to commute anywhere. Some people, when you live in those type of areas, you have to take these long, windy roads just to get anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the city, so all I gotta do is travel a couple blocks. I feel that the city riding is a lot more dangerous than non-city riding. You just gotta deal with a lot more cars. Like, look at all these cars I gotta deal with. And I left my house pretty early to try to beat the traffic. I was gonna leave even earlier, but I just couldn't bring myself to wake up. So now I gotta deal with the consequences. That's another thing about riding in the city. It's like, you gotta actually plan out your trips. Like, okay, is this something that I don't absolutely have to do during rush hour? Okay, I'm gonna do it either super early or super late. It's the best way to go about it. What time is it right now? It's almost 7 a.m. I'm just gonna go pick up my paycheck, and I gotta deal with this fucking traffic. So once you're finally out here, you gotta, do your best to stay away from these fucking cages. The road where I usually just filter through on the side. This parking lane, I guess you could call it, but it's like perfectly sized for me to just slip through. I think there's a cop ahead of me. He's gonna run it. See? Yep, definitely a cop. Fucking dick. But yeah, there's a lot more cars to deal with when you're in the city. Statistically, that's when you have the most chance for an accident. So obviously, if you're around more cars more often, or more traffic and all of that, you have more of a chance to crash. A lot of distractions, a lot of, pedestrians doing fucking dumb shit, as highlighted in my video. Check that out. Because jaywalkers don't give a fuck. If a jaywalker wants to cross the street, he's gonna cross the street. Shit like that is the original reason why I bought a GoPro. I upgraded because I wanted to do videos, but the basic ass Hero Vanilla Edition, that shit is because just how hectic these streets are. And because I crashed my old bike, so I was like, maybe I should invest in a GoPro. That should have been on camera. Oh, actually, I'll just tell a story now, because I'm actually approaching a crash site. Okay, it's going around. talking about. Look at this. when I crashed, it was like I had to wake up one day for work, and I woke up hella late. I probably woke up I don't know, I want to say 30 minutes late. So I'm actually, no, I didn't wake up late. I woke up almost late and had hope that I would get there on time. So I got up out of bed, threw my shit on, got ready for work, hopped on my bike, and it was when I got outside, you know, lo and behold, it's raining. So on this very corner, I switched lanes into this lane from the left lane, locked up the front brakes in the rain, mind you, and just went down and slid right here. Just slid all the way to here, about here. So yeah, the thing about it is when the bike locked up, it just fell to the left. Like, and it immediately, not immediately, but like from the point where it was standing up to the point where it fell, it was probably like less than half a second. Like the bike just slammed down. It just slammed down. So the bike slams down. I'm gonna probably, I was braking at the time, but at the time that I went down, I was probably going like, I want to say somewhere between 15 and 20 miles per hour. So not extremely fast, but when I fell, because it was raining, the ground was wet. So I fall this way, the bike goes straight, and it goes to the right, I go to the left, and I'm just sliding down the road. Now, miraculously, you know, for the first couple, well not couple, but the majority of the time that I was sliding on my back. I'm sliding on my back, and I'm like, holy shit, when I'm gonna stop? Eventually, somehow, I start flipping. So, you know, thinking back, I feel like I was going more than 20, because how did I slide for a tangible amount of time and then just like flip? So yeah, I flipped, landed on my back. I'm like, okay, good, I'm stopping. Flipped again. Landed on my back, okay, it's done. Then I did a little side flip. I'm like, fuck, man, can I stop? Like, so eventually I'm just in the middle of the road laying on my back, like, oh shit, what just happened? That did not just happen, right? So I lay there for probably 3 seconds, you know, back on the ground, face to the sky, just like, well, this is where I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna lay here, like, I don't want to get up. I wasn't even like hurt, I was just so disoriented and like, I want to say emotional. Not like crying or anything, just like, man, I really fucked up. Because I had just bought that bike like maybe 2 months ago, 2 months before the crash. So I'm like, damn. So I lay there for like 3 seconds and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get up. I'm in the middle of the road, I can't just sit here. So I jump up, I'm all wet, my back is like wet, full of, you know, sediment and gravel and stained and gross. So I'm like, where the fuck is my bike? So I'm looking around, and then I finally find it. The bike is off, the headlight is still on, and it's on its side. So I effortlessly just pick up the bike because the Rebel isn't that heavy, and on top of the fact that my adrenaline was probably kicked in, you know. So I just pick up the bike, didn't need any help. Immediately I noticed, okay, the wheel is not turning correctly, so that's a problem. I immediately noticed that the left turn signal in the back is just somewhere on the road. My left mirror came off, and I got a huge fucking dent in the tank. Huge dent in the front. So I wheel it off to the side, and I run back into the street to get my mirror because the mirror was intact. Like the turn signal was just completely like fucking powder. That shit got grinded down to nothing. And the mirror was still intact. So I went back to grab the mirror, and I'm still like in a rush, you know what I mean? So the dude who, I don't know if my bike hit his car. I have no idea to this day, because once I started flipping, I couldn't see my bike anymore. Like, the bike was out of my vision because I was just flipping, obviously. So he's like, hey dude, are you okay? Like, do you need me to call an ambulance? I'm like, no, please don't call an ambulance, because I am poor and I cannot afford an ambulance. So he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, I just have to call my insurance. So I'm pretty sure I totaled the bike. So he's like, okay. He's looking at me like I'm insane because the way I just like jumped up and immediately grabbed my bike and ran off the side, like with no injuries. It's like, all right. And he gets back in his car, drives off. Traffic stops staring at me, and I push the bike to the side of the road. I sit down on his bench, and actually, when I come back around, I'll go to the site and actually get off the bike and kind of narrate. So I'll be right back. Just take off down this road and just like keep going straight. That shit would be so fun. Just the pillars flying by you, the sound, you know, bouncing off the top of the tracks. That shit would be epic. All right, so I probably fell at the one-way sign. No. At this sign right here. The Atlantic Avenue, St. Andrew sign, and probably slid all the way until that pedestrian crossing sign. So my bike, I landed somewhere over there. My bike was to the right of me somewhere. Picked it up, came back, wheeled it over here. Went back and got all the shit that fell off that I was able to salvage, and just left it right here. I sat in this park. I went to sit in this park, sat on this bench, and the sun came out, and it finally stopped raining. At that point, when I sat down on that bench, and I was on the phone with the Progressive guy, and I was telling him how it fucked up, that's when it stopped raining. I was riding a Honda Rebel, and it was an 86, and you know, old brakes, old bike. So it was enough to fucking take me down. I don't even remember how hard I gripped the handle. I must have gripped it pretty damn hard. I was unexperienced at the time. And that was my downfall. But yeah, so after I got done with the phone call, I came back, kind of inspected the bike to let them know what was going on. And then I tried to start it. It wouldn't start, so I had to push start it. That was like the first time I push started it, but it was like extremely natural. Like I just immediately knew what to do. It's like, okay, push start. Push start this bitch, and we're going home. So I managed to push start it. On that bike, the fender is metal. It's not plastic. So the shit was caved in, and it was rubbing the wheel. So I had to ride home, and eventually I got home. And I was like, you know, on the ride home, I was like, wait, why do I smell so much smoke and fire? The fender was rubbing against the tire and it was cooking the tire. So, this little tread where it caved in, it was like a groove, probably as thick as this tread. So like the fender had worn down the tire as far as this. But I still made it home. Managed to make it home. The bars were tweaked and I was all upset. But I still managed to make it home. That kind of tells you something about the reliability of old bikes. Even if you tremendously wreck, probably still get you home. But that wouldn't happen again. I have much better brake discipline now. Once you go down, you don't plan on doing it again. By your own fault. Because immediately after, I was like, okay, that was my fault. That wasn't no one else's fault. I had to brake because a guy switched lanes ahead of me, but he had his signals on. He did it carefully. He didn't just, like, jerk. I was just being stupid. Don't be stupid. Being stupid is for stupid people, and you're smart. I know you are. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This has been the Illustrator. Once again, coming to you from the great city of Brooklyn. otherwise known as the great city of Broken. What a great city nonetheless. I'll see you on the next video.